My name is Jessica Drew, and I am the Director of Development. In 2009, my uncle was killed in Afghanistan by a roadside bomb, and my family wanted to honor him and really find a way to give back to others that have served our country. And so my aunt, Lynn Coughlin, who's the founder and president of Catch a Lift, her and I came up with the concept of it, and she took the idea and ran with it. And then I, just at the time I was a year out of college and timing just did not align for me to start at a startup nonprofit in 2009 or 2010, I guess. But she started it, and then I had an opportunity in 2020 to join as a full-time employee.
Can you tell me a little bit about Catch a Lift?
Absolutely. Catch a Lift, we are a nationwide nonprofit that helps combat injured veterans, help them heal their injuries holistically through mental and physical fitness. And so we believe that if we can help them instill new behavioral changes, that it can not only change them physically, but mentally. And so our programs provide an opportunity for our veterans to have one-on-one coaching with other veterans as well. So it's the community of a peer support system that we've created. And we have various programs that help them get back into a discipline as it relates to fitness, nutrition. And what we find is that the veterans come into the program thinking, I'm going to get this grant for either a gym membership or in-home equipment. And that's what they think they're getting. And they end up getting so much more than that, right? It's giving them a purpose again. It's giving them accountability. It's reconnecting them with the community of other brothers and sisters that also served. And oftentimes it's helping them integrate back into society, right? So getting off the couch, helping, depression and mental health is just, plagued our country so much, and even more in the last couple of years, so we worked so hard to get our veterans out of isolation, and the pandemic forced them back into it. So we're still, trying to help with that. And so we serve over the last, almost 13 years now, we've served over 9,000 veterans and caregivers in the U.S.
What were some of the challenges you had for the program during the pandemic?
So first and foremost, the isolation, right? And getting the veterans that have worked so hard to find that community, whether it was in the gym or, at a CrossFit studio or a yoga studio, whatever it was. And then they were forced to go back into isolation, right? So that was the first and foremost, like the biggest impact, negative impact. And, of course, compromised immune systems with some of our veterans, a lot of fear with that. And then, from a programming standpoint, most around 60% of our revenue was generated from in-person events. So we had to get creative. We had to go the virtual route, and it wasn't easy, right? To our advantage, golf outings were very popular, and, it was a good entry back into events for us. So we're very thankful for that. But yeah, I would say, and then there's a lot of competing causes out there, right? And so, we just had to work hard to keep spreading our mission and explaining the importance of what we do.
What are some of the things you've learned from your aunt?
Yeah, I've learned from, gosh, that's a great question. Her passion and how much she cares and how much attention she gives to those, is very inspirational. She goes above and beyond to help these veterans, and she has a relationship with so many of them. From an operation and leadership standpoint, she absolutely has showed me the value in being a leader that cares about their employees and is passionate about the future of their employees. So, she truly lives the values that we have here in the organization.
So when veterans join the program, do you see a change in their confidence or mental health as well as physical health?
So we have, you know, thousands and thousands of testimony from veterans that go
Yeah.
through the program. And there, you know, a lot of the feedback that we get is not only is it changing their bodies, it's healing their minds, and it's ultimately saving their life. You know, we have, you know, well, unfortunately, suicide is very we see that everywhere in our community, and we have created a community that when we have veterans in crisis, we have a phenomenal support system. And we've, you know, had many people go through that support system and taken them out of a dark place. So often, you know, we have veterans all the time telling us that these programs in the community we've created has truly saved their life.
You just said you have like 1,000 testimonials. So when this all started in, 12, 13 years ago, did you ever think it would be this large?
No, we had no idea. She was doing veteran one by one, right? Like getting funding, giving one, you know, it was very elementary and it was very basic. And I think, you know, she had dreams of what her impact could be, but never, I don't think that we would expect to have been of this size.
So I do talk to a lot of veterans and they bring up, the isolation as you were saying, and then the change. So how is it for the veterans to know, they're not alone?
So every veteran that comes into the program is paired up with a coach. And this coach is a veteran that has gone through the program and has found success in the program and has expressed interest in leadership. So not only is that veteran coach now finding, you know, because most, if not all of most, not all, but most of our veterans in our program are unable to work full time, right? And so that being able for them to be able to give back and to find a role and to have a position like this definitely gives them a sense of purpose. And then for the new veterans coming into the program, they're paired up with this coach that in order to receive the grant, it's an 8-week program that they have to stay in weekly communication with this coach. When their 8 weeks is up and they're eligible for the grant, they 100% can choose to keep that relationship if they want. And oftentimes they do.
So what motivates you?
Knowing that, you know, I was in HR consulting for 10, 12 years, and you know, to be able to work for an organization that supports people that defend my freedom and, you know, have paved a path for my family. I mean, there's nothing else I could probably be more passionate about in terms of, you know, what motivates me to get up every day to do my job. So, you know, their sacrifice is my motivation to continue to help them thrive in post being in the war.
Can you tell me about some of the events and programs you put together throughout the year?
Oh yeah. So in 2023, we have 7 events. Um, 7 main events. So we have a benefit in Northern Virginia in March. In May, we have our 10th annual New York City benefit, which is a very big event for us. It's our 10th year celebrating in New York with that community. We're very honored to have General McChrystal speak at that event. And then we have a golf outing in June in Chicago. Then we have another golf outing in Fairfield, Connecticut. Then we have in October, we have a community workout, which these are some of my favorite events. It's adaptive style workouts led by our adaptive veteran athletes. And we have schools, businesses locally here to Baltimore. They form teams and they come and compete. So they do these stations with the adaptive athletes. And then we have a Baltimore golf outing the following day. And then we'll wrap up the year in Dallas at our first annual golf outing down there. So those are kind of like the main events. And then all throughout the year, we have different peer-to-peer fundraisers happening. So when my uncle was killed, in his box, his locker box, we found this workout that was scribbled down. He was a fitness enthusiast, and one of his friends that he served with took it to the CrossFit community, and they made it a hero workout of the day. And so what we've done, which is, a pretty big deal in the CrossFit community. So we've created these fitness fundraisers where gyms, groups, they all raise money, and then they do this workout together that, of course it's adaptable, but so that's, that happens in gyms across the country year round.
How does it feel to continue your uncle's legacy?
I feel very honored to be able to be in this position. He had a lot of impact on others, and I think I just it's nice to be able, I feel lucky to be able to, have these memories of him and to be able to carry this on every day.
So where do you want to see the organization in the next 3 to 5 years?
For personally, I think just to be able to expand our programs that we offer to the veterans, building a strong, adding more employees to the team to help build out those programs and to be able to take in more veterans that are interested. I'd love to expand to some new cities out west for events. So we'd love to, each year we try to have a goal of adding a new city in. So I would love to be in either California, Arizona, somewhere out there for our next event, whether it's golf or a benefit style. So yeah, so not it's not our goal is not necessarily we want to double in revenue by any means, but I would like to expand on the programs and the leadership team that we have here.
So how can people reach out?
Absolutely. So on our website, there's a contact us page. You can reach out there to learn about virtual volunteer opportunities, or how to host a peer-to-peer fundraising event. Like oftentimes we'll have people that say, hey, we're doing this walk or run and we want to use you guys as the recipient. You can contact me directly as well at my email. And then for those that are local to the Maryland area, we do have many in-person opportunities for volunteering.